Retro here, and we're back in the toy loft. Today we're going to be talking about Zolocon 2026, an awesome toy convention out in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania at the Valley Forge Casino. I had the pleasure of going to this event with my brother, Thomas Goes Nostalgic, who came up from Florida, my cousin and her two kids, and their friend and her husband, and my nephew. And most importantly, I got to bring my daughter to her first ever con. And what an experience it was. From vintage toys to small startup companies, there was stuff everywhere. And I got to say, every time you turned your head, you were looking at something brand new, and it was exciting. I had all the feels from childhood of looking at toys, Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and G.I. Joes from my childhood, just to name a few, to Battle Trolls, which have been one of my favorite toy companies since I was a kid. One that I wish I had all of them to today. Now, I did some buying, right? I bought some stuff. Nothing that I bought was very retro. Everything is all new. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to have a look. We're going to talk, and we're going to have some fun. So the first figure that I got was out of the McFarlane booth. Now, they were giving you a card that you can redeem for a free figure at the McFarlane booth. And to be honest with you, I don't really collect McFarlane figures. But one of the figure that I chose was from Demon Slayer, Obanaya Iguru. I'm not really sure, but this is him or her. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't really follow McFarlane stuff, and I certainly don't watch anime. But this is a cool figure. I'm not going to be unboxing this today just because this is not something that I'm probably going to hold on to. I'm going to pass it forward to someone that would really enjoy it. But this was free at the McFarlane booth. The next figure is from a line that I have been thinking about purchasing for a really long time. It's a line that my brother is into, but not something necessarily that I've ever been into. So this figure is from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, and this is Primal Series Wave 2, Blight of House Horrid. This is a great looking figure. The blues and purples on the black figure, on the black monkey, it looks fantastic. I cannot wait to open Blight and get him up on my shelf. Now, he's not going to match anything that I have, but we're going to figure it out. Right now, he's going to scale really nicely with my G.I. Joes. I may put him up there with the shelf, although he'll stick out like a sore thumb. But I have to find a place for him because a figure this cool needs a spot on the shelf. The third figure that I'm going to pull out is from Big Bad Toy Store. It's a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. It is the Big Bad Workshop, and it is the part of the Operations Monster Force line, and this is Lieutenant Griffin the Eraser. Now, these packages are awesome, right? So you can take a look at this really cool product shot on the front. We have his name on the side, a little story about him in the back with a couple other products from the line. Now, on the inside, you get a comic about about the figure and a quick short story. You could take a look at this guy. He looks awesome. He comes with a couple different heads. Once we unbox him, we'll take a look at all of those. But Lieutenant Griffin, third pickup. The fourth pickup is also from Operation Monster Force, from the Big Bad Workshop, and this is General Brown. Now, I'm a very traditional fan when it comes to G.I. Joes. I like the G.I. Joes in their camo that shows like real militaristic style. So between G.I. Joes and Valaverse, if you have a figure that is all about being in his fatigues or her fatigues, those are the kind of figures that I like. And Operation Monster Force has nailed it here with Lieutenant Brown. You could take a look at this. Now, when I was talking to the guys at the booth, one of the things I noticed is this looks like Apollo Creed, right? Looking at that head, to me, that looks like Carl Weathers' Apollo Creed. This is a great looking figure. Like the other figure, Lieutenant Griffin, we look at the box, really good product shot of the box, of the figure. General Brown on the side. Small story about General Brown. And on the inside, very similar. You get a really cool, bright, clear window of the action figure with all the different heads and a nice little comic book talking about, General Brown. Now, the next pickup and last pickup, because I got 4 figures at the con, and then one I got as soon as I got home from the con, but I'm going to count it as a Zolocon pickup. I am a huge wrestling figure fan. We will do plenty of wrestling figure unboxings on the show. And I have all the WWF Hasbro figures. I have all the WWE Mattel figures. And when it came to the independent lines, I've really stuck with Zombie Sailor Toys with the Heels and Faces line and Hastel Toys with the Grapplers and Gimmicks line. They come out with some of the most deep cut figures of the new generation, which was my era. So I was so happy when Zombie Sailor put this figure on his It's Coming list. And I met Zombie Sailor a couple times at different cons. I saw him 2 weekends ago at Toy Shop NYC, where he had this figure on display, but not for purchase. Then it went up for purchase. I quickly grabbed it. It got shipped to my house immediately because it was in stock. And then at Zolocon, I got to hang out and talk to Zombie Sailor a little bit more, and he had the figure for sale. So I'm going to count that as a Zolocon pickup for me. And as a wrestling fan of the 90s, in the new generation, this is a time when wrestling wasn't as popular as it is today or as it was before the new gen. This particular person never had a figure in this style. Bob Holly was a great wrestler throughout the Attitude Era. He wrestled as Hardcore Holly. He partnered with Crash Holly, and he partnered with Molly Holly. They had some figures of Crash Holly, Molly Holly, and Bob Holly. And when you had Bob Holly, he was dressed in his gear, and he was dressed in like jeans and things like that. And these were Ruthless Aggression figures. They were 6-7 inch figures, but never in the retro style, and never as this gimmick of Sparky Plug. Now, this is a 1 of 1,250 green card, beautiful, beautiful packaged figure. We have the Bob Holly picture right there. We have the picture. He's in his racing stripes. This is a beautiful card for this figure. On the back, we see other figures in the Zombie Sailor line. If I'm not mistaken, every single one of these figures are already out, or if they're not out, they're coming. You have the bio card, which is something that I've always clipped and kept. And this is just something that I can't wait to put into my display. I recently bought Hakushi from him, which is a phenomenal figure, one of my favorites from the time. I'm going to continue to buy and support Zombie Sailor as he continues to put out some of these great figures. So that's my haul from Zolocon. Now we're going to get these bad boys open. So let's get them open. Okay, and now that we've got these open, let's take a look. The first figure that we're going to look at is Blight from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. And man, getting this figure in hand, I can't believe I haven't gotten any of these sooner. Let's take a look. I mean, this guy looks fantastic. Why did I get these figures? Or this particular one of the series? Because these are all awesome. I liked the bright blue and the purple against the black. I felt this figure pops, okay? And he's not short of accessories here. So we have a beautiful staff that he could hold as the king, as the man in charge. Fantastic. And then he comes with his sword, right? Also kind of very much fits this figure. It looks fantastic. It'll look great in his hand. And then he comes with 2 other daggers, so he could hold one in each hand. I mean, these are great accessories. These feel great. They're nice and sturdy. I mean, this figure holds up really, really well. One of the things that I always like to do is see how they hold up on one of the ringside stands. And as you can see, he does. So this is my first ever Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figure. It's not going to be my last. I am going to be very picky. This is not a line that I want to be a completionist on or go all in on, but one hell of a figure here. And I'm happy to have Blight in my collection. The next figure that we're going to take a look at is from Operations Monster Force, and this is Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser. Taking him out of the package, he's got his British call sign, the British flag on his chest. He's got a really cool vest. He looks like he's a medic of some sort. He's got some scissors in there. He's got places to put his weapons. Now, the cool thing about him is he's see-through. So he's got some see-through arms. I don't know if you could tell by looking at the camera, but you can see his exposed arm is see-through. And this is just a really great figure. I mean, he looks awesome. He's going to be really great posable. You can see his whole head is all wrapped up. And man, let me tell you, these figures are nothing short of accessories. Now, they are at a $40 price point, but when you get this out of the package and you start looking at all these accessories, you understand. So right off out of the package, he comes with two open hands, which you could see here, right? It's a little hard to see, but you could totally see that. You got two open hands, a grippy hand, and a fist. Okay. He comes with a see-through head, a clear head, just like his arms. Clear head. I mean, I'm sure some people say that about me. And then two weapons here, and they look great, super detailed. And then right out of the pack, these two little baggies popped out. And I love when a figure comes with a figure stand. We're going to be able to get him on here and pose him really nicely. It says Operation Monster Force on the top, and the name of the figure, Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, down there. And then he also came with a second pack of accessories, some clear hands, and some fire bullet shooting effects. So there's a baggie full of goodies here, and then some alternate weapons and things like that, and a belt. This is really, really, I mean, he comes with a ton of stuff. I mean, this is a great figure. So a little chest holster, right, where he can hold a pistol, goggles, a knife, you know, the two little pistols, extra grenades. I mean, this is just, he comes with at least 20 to 25 accessories here. This is a great looking figure, one that I'm really happy I picked this up. The third figure that we unboxed is also from Operations Monster Force, and that is General Brown. Comes in his green suit. I mean, this green looks fantastic. This is going to fit in with any of my camoed figures, and I just love that he's in his, you know, his ceremony attire or his business attire, right? When he's going to a meeting to speak with the head people in the military, this is what he's wearing, looking sharp. He's got his creased pants, his perfect jacket. It's buttoned up really nice. His tie is where it needs to be. This figure looks amazing. I'm a real big fan of this particular figure. I'm a really big fan of what I saw him posed as, and that's how I'm going to pose him, standing straight up like any general should with his arms behind his back. That's the kind of way I'm going to pose him on my shelf. Once again, this looks like Carl Weathers, right? Looks like Apollo Creed. This is a fantastic head sculpt here. But it did come with other head sculpts. It came with 3 head sculpts, actually. Now, because of the skin tone, this head sculpt comes with the neck piece, so you could swap out the neck piece for this older gentleman with the white mustache and white hair. We have, looks like a younger version of this same guy, another great head sculpt. And then we have a bearded guy over here. Looks fantastic. Now, it came with a ton of hands. We're not going to go through all of those because it's just not necessary. But it came with 16 hands, right? I mean, my whole hand is full of hands. My hand is full of hands. Fantastic that it comes with every skin tone in the box. You have every hand that you could possibly want, from, you know, hands, arms at rest, or, you know, at a salute, right? So there's every hand. I mean, this is just absolutely fantastic of what came in this box. Now, he also came with some other accessories. He's got his sidearm, nice little sidearm here. I know you can't really see it, but we have his sidearm. He came with a file, okay, a little file card that we have there. He came with 3 pairs of glasses, just in case you can't figure out which one to choose. We have the silver glasses here. We have a second silver glasses, right? And then we have the gold glasses. Now, I think I'm going to pose him with these gold glasses because I think those gold glasses are pretty sharp. And then he comes with his general hat, which is obviously a must need and will be going on General Brown's head. And like our last figure, comes with a really great stand, Operation Monster Force on the top, and General Brown on the front, so we cannot forget who this is. So this is the third figure unboxing of from our Zolocon haul. All right, and we've made it to the last figure that we're unboxing today, and that is from Zombie Sailor's Heel and Faces line, Bob Holly figure. Now, I'm just going to go real quick over his bio card. Bob Holly, 6 feet tall, 235 pounds, from Talladega, Alabama. Seasoned stock car driver who has sped from the racetrack into the squared circle. This wide open, pedal to the metal competitor finishes off opponents with a trip to the pit stop. Kicks his ring attire into full gear with rally stripes and checkered flags. And that's from the bio card from the package. I said I clip these, clip and save. All right, now taking a look at the figure, this figure looks fantastic. He's in a bright red ring gear. He's got checkered flags all over him. You see the number 15 displayed on his chest, displayed on his butt, displayed on his side. This is a beautiful figure. Now, the Bob Holly that I remember did have more color to him, but I really like it. I'm a big fan of this. I'm not complaining. This is a great looking figure. So real quick unboxing of him and a chat about him. He's going to look great in my retro cabinet, and I can't wait to put him in there once we're done here.